I'd like to welcome Kristina Laurell and Gustav Malm to come up. And we will listen to also what sort of research funding options there is already to be announced this year for applications. In outside maybe what you have on top of your mind for this. It's Formas and Vinnova presenting ideas for how to research fund.
Can you hear me? So, my name is Gustav Malm. All right, now. And I'm working at Vinnova, which is Sweden's innovation agency, and I'm going to talk about some funding options that I think is quite relevant for you. And I'm very happy to be here today, and I saw a lot of connections to what we want to invest in and what we heard just before here about participatory art and art architecture and art for social inclusion. That's key themes for us. But just some basics, because I think there's a lot of you who doesn't know what Vinnova cannot do or is. We have 3 roles, and I'm going to talk mostly about our work with investing in research and innovation, but we're also an expert agency when it comes to innovation, and we are working with EU and the more EU framework for research. And we're a strong believer in the 17 sustainability goals by the United Nations, and we're implementing that in our work, presently doing that quite a lot. And we have 5 broad main kind of areas which we invest in, and today I think smart cities is the most relevant one. And broadly speaking, around 3 billion kroners we invest in research every year. So this is kind of like a movie trailer, very quick to kind of catch your attention, and hopefully, all right, this is automatic. So I'm going to talk about 4 kind of programs: challenge-driven innovation, innovations for a sustainable society, social innovation, and norm-created innovation. And to start, challenge-driven innovation, which is a long runner at Vinnova. It is targeting complex societal challenges that requires broad collaboration. And this program is based on 3 stages, from initiation to collaboration to implementation, where you can apply for more funding the further you go in the structure. And this is one of the programs which is the strongest connected to the 17 development goals. So all projects should have an aim to kind of meet the goals in the development goals structure. And next call will open actually quite soon, in the end of November. And in this program we see a lot of participatory projects, which I think we could see more of your competence within, because right now we see a lot of data-driven projects when it comes to participation in kind of planning, architect, design processes. And AI is not the solution to everything, so I think we see a need of your kind of knowledge and competence in these participatory processes, which can't be reduced to collecting enough data, of course. And kind of similar program is social innovation, which I think is also quite relevant for you. And here we have innovation. We're trying to find and support innovations that can challenge existing structures and systems and bring in a lot of social impact, and with a long-term target of increasing equality and social inclusion, which is quite relevant to what we just heard. And here is user involvement is rather important. And here we have a call that will open in January 2019. And quite similar, but also kind of challenging existing structures, but look more into norms in society. Here we have a very interesting project that just received funding, which is an architect office in Sweden called Tengbom. They are using these funds to kind of look into their own design processes and thinking about who are we as designer and what kind of processes are we working with, and how can we be more norm creative when it comes to designing cities and urban planning. And the last one in this very quick presentation is Innovations for a Sustainable Society. And this stresses more, the previous ones are more solution-based, but this program is more knowledge-based. So it's not about developing tools or process tools, solutions. It's more about generating new knowledge, and knowledge which can have disruptive potential that can create a new way of thinking and doing. So the basis is producing knowledge, but then that knowledge should have a great impact or societal impact, which might be relevant to discuss with Formas, because this, and in general, Vinnova and innovation in terms of research and innovation should have a societal impact. And we also stress as collaboration usually. So I think in terms of you collaborating with municipalities, with companies, with organizations, in trying to put the emphasis on like social aspects, norms, for example, that could have a great potential for you. And it's not only like universities or companies, it could be all kinds of organizations that can apply for fundings through Vinnova. So I think you are very interested in a group of people and competence for us, which we don't see so much in our project portfolio, but we would like to see more of you applying for funding. So that was a very brief presentation, and I hope I will talk more with you in private soon.
Yes, now it starts. Take some time. I've taken your laptop. Thank you. So, I'm Kristina Laurell. I'm coming from Formas. And I'm a senior research officer, same position as my colleague here from Vetenskapsrådet. Vinnova. Yes, of course. Just you ended with Vinnova. Formas builds, the vision for Formas is knowledge builds a sustainable world. And we are enabling research for sustainable development. Our work focus as Vinnova on the UN Sustainable Goals. And Formas has in its aim to support basic research, applied research, and innovation. And in innovation, we are collaborating with Vinnova. Formas has also a work of making research results available and used. We talk a lot about the societal values. In the funding role, we have 3 different big research councils. So Vetenskapsrådet foremost funds basic research, and Vinnova is, as we heard, more about the innovation part. Formas is between, takes everything, but we are specific with areas of environmental, agriculture research, and spatial planning. And for the spatial planning, it is of interest for you to know about Formas calls. We fund research for 1.4 billion, so not as much as Vinnova, but we have a lot of funds. And the funds are distributed between our different research areas.
I apologize for the presentation, it's in Swedish, but I assume it's no problem for you at all. And if it is, please ask later, or you can ask something if you see something you don't understand. These are the 3 areas of research. So each year we have our annual call, and it is targeting all our research areas. And we announce half of our budget in this annual call, and the projects, they are evaluated in evaluation panels with different topics. And one of the topics here, we have the number 8, it's the built environment. And we have had proposals with focus on art, and that is actually also, we are encouraging you as researchers to send in your proposals. We have as well targeting calls, and within the area of spatial planning, we are focusing 3 different areas. We have international calls. I don't know if you know the GPI, it's a Joint Program Initiative within the European Commission with the name of Urban Europe. There are maybe calls that can be of interest for you. Also collaboration with Vinnova. We have also our national research program for spatial planning. I will talk a bit more about that. As well as we are involved in the strategic research programs, SIPAR, and there we have a specific program that's called the Smart Built Environment. So we are hosting it, and we are working together with Vinnova in that as well. And there are calls that are really practical orientated towards the built environment, built industry. So, the National Program for Sustainable Planning, Samhällsbyggnad in Swedish, that's a term that is actually developed by the politicians to include a broad perspective on not only the built environment, but also the relation between the city and the rural environmental development areas. And within this program, we have focus on transdisciplinary and interdisciplinary research. So projects with the collaboration between different research areas are of importance. Let's see. So the conditions for the program is that we have different fields that have strong connections to end users, that has an international perspective, that are transdisciplinary, and, as we said before, beneficial for society. And then listening to the presentation before, end user society, people in society, they are consuming art. So you are really important to us to develop this program. The challenges that we have defined in the program are that we can see, as also said before, the fast-growing urbanization, maintenance of housing and infrastructures, a sustainable construction sector, quality development, a need for knowledge about how cities can become more socially sustainable, and the challenge of managing and developing the cultural heritage as well as cultural environments over time. So the areas of strategic importance will soon be presented in a strategic agenda, and I encourage you to see that, to take care of that agenda, and we will have more teams and targets within it. And we are now working with developing calls within these areas, and I think the third call will be published in November, and that may be of interest for you. So please have a look at our homepage. And if you have any more questions, you may, of course, contact me. So, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Does the floor have any questions about the funding? No? I'm wondering, do you have questions to each other as well? Or do you identify?
Yes.
Yeah?
Or I have a question.
Yeah.
Should I take this? Yeah. Do you know about anything about Formas? Have some of you applied for Formas? Yeah. Oh, great.
And Vinnova? Great.
More. Good. And for you who have not heard about Formas, does it sound okay or interesting for you that you are here?
Yes, Sandy.
I don't know. I want only to ask one question, because sometimes I guess, you know, we are all people that initiate projects, and it's not by chance that you have few of us putting their hands up, but that doesn't mean that we don't seek for funds, but we don't want funds to become our project, no, our way of working. And sometimes I feel with these sort of funds is that we need to work on almost daily basis in order to get the funds, and then we don't have time to work our own projects, right? So sometimes I feel, really, sometimes I ask myself, should I apply or not? Because this is work, so it can be full-time work. The way you ask us to fill proposals, the way you make it hard, it seems that I need first to learn a language, then to apply, and then I find myself after 5 years not doing my own project. So what I'm asking, is there a way for us to communicate in a manner that you don't make it hard and we don't feel that we are losing our time with you? I don't know. I guess that there is something here that is nice to discuss, because I feel I have a lot of ideas that would be wonderful if to go there, but I don't want to lose my time for years and then maybe to get the funds, right? So is there a way for you to understand, or to give a chance at least to read first the project and say maybe we would be interested, so people would not lose a lot of time before even understanding that there is an interest or not? Or there can be ways, at least if you want to deal with artists and creative people and everything. I mean, it cannot be that we really need to spend all this time to get money, right? So this is my
Excellent.
Can I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
We hear that, and I've been on your side also struggling with the administrative structure of Vinnova and other agencies. But one solution is invite us. Let us come to you and explain and talk and discuss. We are very approachable, so invite us for your different environments and projects. So let us explain this, because it's not easy, and also for you. That's why I said it's collaboration, of course, because there are organizations, municipalities, companies, research organizations that you might collaborate with in order to avoid doing administration and focus on your kind of needs and competence. That's another solution, but mainly invite us and let's have a discussion, because we see a lot of applications that we feel they should have applied for maybe another one to suit better, and then approach us so we can discuss which call is most relevant for you, because we don't want to suffocate you either in adopting what you want to do for a specific call, or a call that might be too long or too complex. So.
Yes, and I can just add that like the focus on transdisciplinary, interdisciplinary research is that if you are collaborating with other researchers within other fields, perhaps they are involved in writing projects. So you could, as artists more be like starting that way, there, to connect with them and try to be within the project. And then you can learn in the process how it works. So, is that does it sound okay, or is it just a way like that?
I think what you're asking for, Sandy, is also a more dialogue-based process of applying, no? So that you don't get disqualified even before sending it in, basically. So yeah, but thank you so much.
Oh, sorry. I didn't see. A very short, simple question, but I think it's relevant to know where does all this money come from?
It comes from our taxpayers. It's the government's money. So some of the money for research, the most I think, is going to the universities direct. So for education and everything. And then part of it goes to the 3 or others also research councils. So we are directly under the Department of Environment. And so we are like working on the uppdrag of, on the mandate of the government.
Okay, thanks very much. Now we need to move on.